too convincing to think he's anybody else. And with the prosecution assuming he's just another sexual predator.
Oh, all the apps are
fell
fucking
for it.
down. That's
This is no
why.
time to be impressed.
Holy shit.
In case
I
you
just got an
forgot,
alert that like
he had the
Facebook,
defense force,
Instagram,
too.
Twitter, all these apps are down.
Right.
So it's
Assuming
not
Kawana
me.
was Ahara's double, there's still
That's
some
interesting.
evidence I'm iffy about.
I'm of the
Very,
same
very
opinion.
interesting.
Okay.
Twitch
Which
down?
evidence is questionable?
Hold on. I was checking something while they were talking. Oopsie daisy. Let me look at something really quick though. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. It's like dead silent. Time to pull back the curtains on the case. Any evidence I'm sure of, I need to press. Better press. Oh, shh. I feel really bad that I was not paying attention as I was getting alerts. Hold on. Oh, murder footage. There we go.
Any thoughts after seeing this?
Stop it.
You're gonna look away? You aided and abetted by playing the victim, didn't you?
I mean, yes,
Who put this video up on the internet?
Sensei did. He said from the start that once Ehara-san got his guilty verdict, he'd upload it to the internet.
So that was all part of the plan.
Yeah. Sensei can't forgive the law for how easy it lets off bullies. Ehara-san's the same way. His son's death was brushed aside. The court blamed his suicide on unknown factors. And that's what led them to his whole plan. The real victim is some bully who never got what he deserved, and the killer gets off in court by being convicted of battery. How would the public respond after finding out they'd gamed the law like that?
So Kawana and Ahara's real plan was to make a mockery out of the justice system.
Seems to be going well for them. The courts are beside themselves for dragging the police into this.
I guess Ahara really was desperate. He was never concerned about his own punishment. He tarnished his own name to humiliate the law.
Yeah, cop or not, Ahara is a broken man. Nobody took
I was gonna order
responsibility for his
Starbucks, but
son's
they
death,
didn't have
and the courts
the
all but
pumpkin
ignored
syrup
his
that I
case.
wanted for my
No
coffee.
wonder
So
he
now
went
I'm
along with
sad.
Kawana.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Sensei and Ehara-san are the perfect pair with nothing to lose. The only ones who do are the ones forced to comply. Us. Speaking of which, are we done here yet?
God, I hate her. Wait. Wait. Wait a second. So that's why Discord is down. Because apparently everything is fucking broken. Wait, is my internet fine? Yeah, my internet's fine. Why is everything broken? Is Twitch broken? Okay, so I get to like press her on more shit? Okay. I'm sorry, I'm seeing if Twitch is down too. Let's see.
how about this then?
Oh.
What's this? A map of the station?
Oh my god, Twitch is
We
broken
made a diagram
too.
of Shinjuku Station. The platform's packed with
Everything's
cameras, but take
broken.
a closer look and you'll notice a small blind spot.
We've all been looking into it.
No.
So, let's say Ahara murdered Mikoshiba and faked his alibi at the station. If that was the case, then after Ahara had his stand-in do the deed, they would have swapped at this blind spot. Sound about right?
Is I give up what you're looking for? You figured it out. You win. What more do you want?
I better press on the evidence. Time to pull back the curtain on this. I don't fucking care.
This came out pretty clearly.
Uh-huh.
So the guy in the back is Kuwana posing as Ahara, right?
Yes. And he actually didn't lay a finger on me. His prints couldn't show up.
Sounds like you had a hell of a time getting this set up.
I didn't. But Sensei sure did.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm seeing what's all broken. So they said, okay. Instagram seems broken. Twitch seems actually fine. Which is odd because Twitter seems okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just something going on here. Why is everything so weird? I don't know. Maybe it's my internet too, on top of everything sucking at the moment. Okay.
How should we be looking at this?
The guy getting taken down in the footage is the real Ihara-san. Sensei had already switched places with them before the scene happened. No one saw through his disguise.
Makes sense. There'd be no way to swap places after getting caught like this. The sunglasses were removed too.
Also, the person who tripped him was one of ours. So was the one who took the smartphone video. If nobody tried to stop him, he would have just gotten away. But the most important part of it was pinning Ihara-san as the culprit out in public.
Right. If that didn't happen, the entire alibi goes up in smoke.
More or less.
So basically, this entire battery case was calculated from the start. Nothing but smoke and mirrors.
Oh, more? Okay.
What do you make of this?
I mean, what's there to doubt?
The
The one running on the platform wasn't Ihara-san. It
I
was
don't
Sensei
know.
pretending to be him, right?
Meaning...
There is no more meaning. That's all there is to it. Ihara-san used a stand-in to fake his alibi. The stand-in turned out to be none other than Jin Kuwana, which Mamiya-san just finished explaining in
Yep.
detail.
God damn it. Okay.
This piece of the puzzle still needs an explanation.
Is that...
The police examined the trace evidence on Ahara's hands after he was caught. And from the analysis, the same fibers from Mamiya-san's undergarments were found on Ahara's hands.
That's right. If the stand-in was the groper, Ihara-san wouldn't have touched Mamiya-san at all. But the evidence on Ihara-san's hands suggests otherwise. Rather strange, isn't it?
I take it there was a trick to this, too?
That's simple. Before I got in the train, I met with the real Ihara-san at the underground platform. That's when I had him touch the undergarment. After that, all I had to do was go to the bathroom and put them on. That's where the fibers in the trace were from.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to see, like, what if... No? If my internet is still being stupid. if it's my internet or it's just... Okay, it seems like Twitch is not fine for me for some reason. And I don't know why. Weird. Okay.
What the police found on Ahara-san's hands was exactly what we wanted them to find. And it would serve as hard proof he grabbed me. The courts really ate it up. It was hard not to laugh sometimes, to be honest.
You're really starting to open up. That's the spirit. Can you take a...
That's the...
Kawan-
Right.
How about
Okay.
this then?
And this...
Before the...
Right, and it was on October 7th.
Thanks, Hoshino-kun.
Happy to help, Yagami-san.
At the earliest, Mikoshiba's time of death would have been 7:30 a.m. If Ahara killed Mikoshiba in Ijincho, he would have only had 13 minutes to get to Ikebukuro. And frankly, that's impossible.
That's what's stumping you?
Huh?
Sensei borrowed the card from Ahara-san beforehand and passed her the key. Afterward, he slipped it back to Ahara-san when they switched places. That way, Ahara-san ended up having the time-stamped card on him. Makes sense now.
So even the entry time through the ticket gate was used as part of the alibi?
It all seems so obvious now that I hear it. Nobody'd suspect that a groping was being used as an alibi for murder.
Yeah. And on top of all that, no one knew Mikoshiba had been killed during the trial. They really pulled it off.
Anything else?
Yagami-san, you sure that's enough?
Yeah, I think we've got plenty. Bottom line, groping was a fabrication. At the very least, we know that the prosecution's evidence can all be refuted.
The courts were being intentionally misled. I'm considering filing an appeal.
Are you saying you want a retrial?
I am. We'll reveal Ahara and Kuwana's plot and overturn the verdict they issued.
That might be harder than it sounds.
Why do you say that, Genda-sensei?
Well, the previous trial resulted in Ahara being found guilty, right? As the client, if he doesn't want an appeal, there's no way you're getting one. Doesn't matter what any lawyer tries to do. If Ahara refuses to appeal, then that's that.
Then we'll talk to him tomorrow.
That's so stupid.
First, we need to see how he reacts to everything we've got on him.
Sounds good. Then let's meet at the detention center tomorrow.
Will do.
So, we done for the night?
Sure are. Great job, everyone. Go get some rest.
Yo, Yagami. You sure it was cool to let that Mamiya chick just go home?
Yeah? Why?
I mean, she helped Kuwana kill all those people. Aren't you gonna turn her in or something?
I would. But there's nothing we can do.
Nothing we can do?
Frankly, we don't have any proof of the murder she was talking about.
What, so this is all for nothing?
Nothing directly pointing to Mamiya, anyway. Aside from Mikoshiba, no other bodies turned up. Which means all we can do is take her home, right? Sugiura is making sure she gets back safe.
Fine, forget it.
I mean,
Why are you
we
still
lightly
here?
kidnapped
Everyone
her.
else went home already.
Come on, man, why the cold shoulder? Am I really that annoying?
You wouldn't be the guy I'd call to hang out with. So if you're done, then go.
Wow. Straight for the jugular, huh?
But if
Why
it's
does
helping
everyone
you,
hate
I'll be
Yagami?
there. I've had nothing but time lately. But only if you bow your head and ask nice. Then I'll consider it.
I know for a fact you'd help me out regardless, so why waste a good bow? Thanks for the drink.
Dude, come on. That was your cue to bow and ask nice.
Aw, they like each other. Kind of, maybe. Maybe a little bit. Call it a day. Okay, I'm just gonna... What? Press B by accident. So I was doing this earlier, but like I don't care enough to do it anymore. I hope everyone's having a good day. I'm just hoping I don't get a headache today. I don't know what really triggered my headache and for it to stay all week. I think it was I get really bad tension headaches like that come from my shoulders and my neck. And so I think that was what happened. Kitty, pet the kitty. Oh, my plant. Okay. Time for sorry chant. Okay. Let's go. Do. Dude, I love the taxi app so much. It's so nice. It's so nice. Oh, I'm so excited to...
So, you're recommending an appeal? I have that right? Did some new evidence come to light?
Yui Mamiya told us some things, like how you faked your alibi for Mikoshiba's murder. You wanted the sexual battery conviction, right?
Duh.
Well,
Your goal was to avenge your son and humiliate the law on a grand scale.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ahara-san, we have a much better grasp of the situation than you think.
And what exactly have you grasped?
Like Yagami-san just said, you're innocent, as far as the harassment goes. As your lawyer, I'll file for an appeal, and we'll make sure the world knows it.
Thanks, but no. I'm scum of the earth.
Oh my
A
god.
pervert. The prosecution and the judge made that very clear in the verdict.
On the day of the crime, October 7th, at around 6:30 a.m., you were in Ijincho, not Tokyo.
Baloney. I was relaxing at home.
Except that you weren't.
Oh?
You wanted to give the man who pushed your son to suicide the beating of a lifetime. And you'd miss out on that opportunity if you were at home, which is why you were in Ijincho instead. Isn't that right? You and Kawana's former student staked out Mikoshiba's house until he left. Then you dragged your prey into a car and brought him to an abandoned building in Ijincho, which would later become a murder scene. Every bone on Mikoshiba's fingers was broken. Remembering how he pushed Toshiro-kun to his death, it's no wonder you'd go that far. You tortured Mikoshiba without a shred of remorse. You inflicted no small amount of pain
Why
and
are they
terror.
showing them breaking his fingers?
There's no way you weren't there, and I'd put my money on that.
And then...
You need the whole play-by-play, even though you already know it?
Oh, not at all. I'm just fascinated by this outrageous little story.
I use a piece of evidence that shows that he did next, what he did next after beating. Oh, this?
As for what you did next after beating Mikoshiba,
It's quite a home video.
without leaving anything on Mikoshiba's body that could be traced back to you, you slit his throat. Estimated time of death was around 7:30 a.m. on October 7th. You tossed the bloody coat and made your way to Ikebukuro Station, where Yui Mamiya was waiting.
Are you sure? I was at Ikebukuro by 7:30 a.m. Would have been impossible for me to kill Mikoshiba and Ijincho.
The person in the security camera footage in Ikebukuro was a double who imitated your likeness. the identity of whom belonged to Jin Kawana, the handyman in Ijincho. Or maybe you know him by a different name. Former high school teacher Yu Kitakata. So which name did he give you?
I don't know who you're talking about.
With Kawana in view of the security camera, you met up with Yui Mamiya at Ikebukuro first. That's where you touched the undergarments she had prepared. The police would later discover the trace evidence on your hands and pin the groping on you. Then you made your way to Shinjuku Station. After that, Mamiya and Kawana acted out the groping as they arrived at Shinjuku Station. Kawana jumped out of the train and Mamiya chased after him. And then, in the smallest of blind spots in a station absolutely packed with cameras, you were waiting for Kawana, who looked just like you. With the two of you matching, you were able to swap places in that huge crowd without anyone noticing. Kawana handed you the transit card used to pass the ticket gate. Just one piece of hard evidence that places you in Ikebukuro at 7:43 a.m. And right after the swap, Mamiya started calling for help. After that, well, we've all seen how the news reported it. You were caught in a public place with plenty of witnesses.
An active duty police officer arrested for sexual battery. The public outcry was very clear. As a result, despite it being your first offense, you were actually tried and convicted. The consensus is that it was a fitting punishment for someone so heinous. Even as your lawyer, I felt the same.
Have some confidence in yourself, Shirosaki-sensei. The prosecution, the judge, and a lawyer like you all laid out the evidence in court and found me guilty. I'm in no position to doubt you. And I've long accepted the ruling that Toshiro was never bullied. There's nothing I can do but abide by the rule of law. Right? That's all I can do, right?
I know what you're trying to say. You carried out the justice that the courts wouldn't, right?
Everything my son went through was passed off like it never even happened. School, the teachers, and yes, the court. They all dismissed the reason he died.
That's when Kawana came in the picture, telling you Toshiro-kun had been bullied. But was it Kawana's words that suddenly made you want to kill Mikoshiba? Because all of his fingers were broken while he was still alive. Was that really all just your pent-up rage?
What do you have to say, Ihara-san?
There shouldn't have been any evidence of Mikoshiba's bullying. Who told the truth? Oh, I don't want to get this wrong. I would think it'd be Sawa Sensei, right? That's who I think it would be, who told him, because she knew firsthand that he was, and she got basically like told to like shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. I don't know why my internet's acting weird. I haven't dropped any frames or anything, but it seems like all the web pages are just loading so fucking slow. Yeah, that's the right answer. Nice. Okay.
Was Sawa-sensei the one who told you the truth? She was the only person Toshiro-kun confided in. You had to have heard it from her, right?
Nearly hit the nail on the head, as they say.
Nearly?
After my trial, she confessed she knew about the bullying. But only to her old teacher over the phone. She had no idea she was being recorded.
What?
Kawana-san let me listen to that recording where I learned Sawa-sensei had been muzzled by both the homeroom teacher and the lawyer. That was the proof of Toshiro's bullying I'd wanted all throughout the trial. After hearing Sawa-sensei's words, I finally understood. They pushed my boy over the edge.
Was there no other evidence of the bullying? Like a diary of Toshiro-kun's or something of the sort?
Nothing. Toshiro never talked to me or my wife about the bullying. And that was probably all my fault. He was bullied in middle school, too. Kids would throw his pencil case around or hide his books. When I heard about it, I chewed him out. They walk all over you because you're weak. Grow spine, I told him.
I take it that was the wrong approach.
Yeah. I can't imagine how much courage it took for him
I
to
hate when like
come
parents do
forward
that
about his
to their
suffering.
kids.
I'm sure he felt ashamed about it. And I should have listened when he pleaded for help. I should have told
Yeah.
him I was proud of his bravery. But instead, I pushed him away. And in the end, Toshiro tried to make sure he never showed weakness to us again, no matter how much pain he was in. He went to
Sad.
a private school out in Yokohama because he hated living with me. But in the end, he still suffered.
And that's why you didn't hesitate to unleash hell on Mikoshiba.
If you say so.
He still won't admit to the murder. Oh, if you say so.
So the first time Kawana showed up was when he let you listen to the phone call with Sawa-sensei, right?
Yes. He approached me and asked me if I still wanted justice for my son. I was in uniform when he came to me too. Very bold. But it paid off. I owe him a debt of gratitude. He reassured me he had already taken care of multiple individuals like Goshiba, and that he'd urged other families to avenge the children
What
they
if he
lost
didn't-
to bullying.